Hey kids, this is Ivan. How you doing? Well, it is day 18 of RPG A Day 2018. That's pretty cosmic, huh? And anyhow, our question or prompt for today is, what art inspires your game? And so, well, the short answer is, it depends. The other part of the short answer is, very often, it doesn't. And I don't mean that in a negative fashion, but let me explain. I'm going to answer these questions honestly, and I believe that's what we're here to do for RPG A Day, and it's what I try to do every day, because that way we kind of learn more about each other. There's certainly art, from my past, from games that I grew up playing, which is always going to, fire up a little nostalgia, and it's going to be very evocative of the feelings I got playing those games. It's always going to kind of make me want to play those games a little bit more, and that can be very inspirational. There's other art in RPG books. It's kind of hit or miss. There are books, RPG games, that I've read. One I'm playing right now. There's a game called Masks, and the art in that book 100% matches the way that game makes me feel. The images I get in my mind. So when I see the artwork in there, it just completely matches, the image in my head, and it works for me. It's very inspirational. These teen superheroes full of angst and a little bit of stupidity, at least foolishness, young and stupid. There are other books I've read very recently, games. I will not mention them because I don't want to be negative. I really like the game, but the art in the book completely just clashes with how I'm envisioning things, and it can range from just being like, it doesn't quite fit, to being downright distracting. And so there's times that I find the art in RPG books, at least for me, I'm not saying anything negative about them, but just doesn't work for me. Part of that, I think, is, I want the artist to have read my mind. And if they produce something that's different than what I am envisioning, it really kind of fights that field for me. I can get inspired, by various other pieces of art, but that can be from just about anywhere. It could be on a cover of a book, or it could be just some kind of cool picture I see on the internet. Because I'm thinking about visual art rather than books or movies or that sort of thing. And tomorrow's question is about music, so I'm thinking about paintings, pictures. You get the idea. I think that's what most of us thought when we read this question. So I'm going with it. So you're along for the ride. But it can be just about from anywhere, and very often they don't necessarily inspire me to play a particular game. It just puts me in the mindset of a particular genre or mood or theme, or maybe it's just really cool looking vista or guy or whatever. And sometimes it gets me in kind of a mood to, I start thinking about various games or about role-playing generally. But I don't necessarily bring a lot of that to the games itself. I'm a person that really kind of comes up with a lot of what things look like in my head, and that can cause me some problems every once in a while. Sometimes when game masters are a little bit too descriptive. Although, it was really cool to see Same Old G talk about this in his compliments video, but he does this great job of describing things. I'm not exactly sure how he does it. I have to go back and analyze his style. It's very natural, it's very fluid, even though it's in the second language, but I instantly know exactly what things look like. I'm digressing, but it's neat when things mesh like that. But there's other times, like when a description from somebody or art can be very jarring because it's not meshing with how I'm really thinking of things. The other thing I just experienced the other day. This is completely tangential, but it's me. There are times when a picture is worth 1,000 words, and when we're in a situation where a game master is describing some vista, some room really, or some location, and it's very complicated, sometimes I really just want to draw me a picture really fast. You don't have to draw everything in there, but just okay, that's where everything is. Thank you very much. Because sometimes you have to ask a lot of questions. So every once in a while, a little piece of art like that, even if it's just kind of chicken scratch and like it looks like a kindergartner could have done a better job, which is fine. I get the idea, and it helps to inspire me, or at least inform me in terms of where's the stuff. So that's kind of a rambly answer to a question where maybe I'm an anomaly, but a lot of art necessarily doesn't inspire my game. Every once in a while I'll see something that's neat, that inspires a feel or tone for me, but very often a lot of it's the stuff that's up here. Not that I don't like art. I like art quite a bit. I think cool looking pictures are awesome, but they have to match what's going on in my head, if you know what I mean. So that's my story, and I'm sticking to it, and tomorrow we'll talk about music, and we'll hear some more crazy stuff from Ivan, who's a musician. We'll figure out what happens.